Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to a special edition Wednesday, Hump Day edition of
Yes.
Going On Daily. I'm Mikey D. I am
And
joined
I'm
by
Micki. I'm
there's
just
Mickey right there.
Hello.
Good morning, Mickey. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
I am absolutely
Yeah.
excited to be here. We've never hosted together, so I'm
No.
jazzed about that. And it is Hump Day, so we're in the middle of the week. We're cresting that hump and cruising towards the weekend. Big thank you to WDJY 99.1 FM, where we're on the air over there Wednesdays at 9, Thursdays at 5 p.m., Fridays 10 a.m., Sundays 1 to 3. And a big thank you to Maze Fitness and Soul Spectives Institute for sponsoring the show. We love you guys. Get your fitness on. So, Mickey, tell me what's good in Mickey's world.
Pretty good. I think it's funny that we're the only two hosts that live on the coast. Well, the Gulf Coast. Aren't we?
Gulf Coast. Let's
Yeah, we're both on the
yeah,
coast.
I think we do. I
We're the only
live in
two.
Florida now.
I got like Chuck's in Austin, or no, in where's he? Where's Chuck at?
Where
He's
is
in Texas,
Chuck
but
at?
he's not on the Gulf. San Antonio. That's not on the Gulf, is it? I don't
No,
know.
that's not on the Gulf. That's
Okay,
more,
I didn't think so. In towards Mexico, in the middle.
towards the middle.
Well,
Corpus
we're going to
Christi,
talk about my
Houston.
geography issues in a little bit when I picked Zonians, which we'll talk about later. You'll get the big picture of how I have no idea where San Antonio is, but I don't want to
okay.
embarrass
We'll
myself
figure it
any
out.
further.
There's this thing called Google Maps, and
Yeah.
it will absolutely let us know where we should be going and not going.
Yes.
We have a great show today. We are talking about the Gulf and Gulf states and all things Gulf. And it looks like we're going to be talking about Gulf food here for a little
lot.
while. Okay.
I cracked up. I was like, well, we'll just have a lot of good conversation about food.
I think it's a
We'll make everyone hungry.
I mean, I'm a foodie, so I love good food. So
Yes.
the fact that we both put up segments about food, I'm like, okay, let's
Been
go
called
down
a
that
food
rabbit
snob a
hole.
few times. What about you?
So I am. What was the question?
Food snob. I've been called a food snob.
Never a food snob.
Okay.
But
Like I don't eat at chains. Do you eat at chains?
Depends on the chain.
Yeah, true. I mean, I make
Depends on the chain.
exceptions, but
Because
most of
almost
the time,
every major restaurant's a chain now, I think. So, I mean, even like
that's the
Texas
goal,
Roadhouse,
I think.
chain.
Yeah.
And I saw a really good bit where everything's is a Chili's, except it's just like that's a Spanish, that's a Mexican Chili's, that's an Italian Chili's, like Olive Garden is an Italian Chili's and stuff like. It's all basically Chili's. It was hysterical, actually.
Oh yeah, I would have to watch that one because
I thought it was.
That is
I thought
funny.
it was really good. So we're gonna do the Great Gulf Food Fight,
All right.
and we're gonna go west to east from Texas all the
Okay.
way across the Gulf to Florida. Excuse me. So the Gulf states have one of the strongest food regions in America, and today we're doing something completely unfair. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida all fighting for the one title, best food on the Gulf. And I don't think.
Oh, I like
I don't think
this.
we can, I don't think we can
be
pick
tough.
just one. You know what I mean? Because right out of the gate, we're going to start Louisiana coming out swinging. They have gumbo.
Yes. they do.
Gumbo it's a thick stew that has or can include chicken, sausage, shrimp, one of my favorites, crab, okra, not one of my favorites. And depending on who makes it,
That's
somebody else is absolutely going to tell you what everybody else's gumbo is doing wrong.
Yes.
So there's
Kind
that.
of like chili. Yep.
Kind of like chili.
Yeah.
Kind of like chili. Did you know, interesting side note, fun fact, did you know that true chili is not supposed to have beans in it?
Beans. Yes, I did. I watch a lot of
See?
Food Network.
The foodies
Yeah.
know. The foodies know, folks. That is the thing.
And I'm
Another
from
thing-
Indiana, and they put spaghetti in it, and that is not okay either. So
They
Yeah.
do a chili mac with spaghetti?
with spaghetti, yes. Almost everyone, if you eat chili in Indiana, you're gonna get noodles in it.
Wild. Okay. All right. Indiana, you do you, boo-boo. You do you.
Well,
Um,
yeah. So we're getting asked, what's chili supposed to have? And it's not
Chili is-
supposed to be ground beef either. It's not supposed to be just chuck. It's usually
Hugo,
steak.
we are definitely
Chopstick.
looking out for Crocs. Although, got to tell you, we had an alligator do a
Mhm.
slow cruise by right behind our house the other day. It was about 20 feet away. And I'm like, okay, so the gators are present. There they are.
Yes. You just
Let's
got to
see,
keep
you
your
go-
little dogs away from the shore. That's
That's
otherwise
all. We just keep
gators
away.
aren't going to bother you.
They'll leave us alone.
You cannot pet them. That's what I say. You cannot. If you wanted to pet an alligator, you could not do it. I promise.
Believe it or not,
Have you pet one?
you can. You
Okay.
can. Florida's.
I've been around and they always skitter. Okay, all right. We'll talk about gators.
Yeah, we'll get there. Florida's a wild place, but I can assure you that if you would like to, I can arrange for you to pet an alligator.
Okay, I'm gonna pass.
I can make this happen, snakes. Mickey.
Okay, all right. I'll eat my words.
We're gonna go back to eating food.
Yes, let's eating real food. Yeah,
Louisiana.
Gumbo.
We had started with gumbo.
Uh-huh.
Louisiana also has jambalaya, which is one of my favorite things. Actually, I love this stuff. It's rice cooked with meat, seafood, vegetable seasoning, and it's just one of those things where the flavors are just all there. And some of them you can do, like they do the andouille sausage, which is really good. Some of them have shrimp in it, and jambalaya is just excellente. They have etouffee, which I believe is French, which is a crawfish or shrimp served in a rich rice sauce over rice. There's a lot of rice going on down there for some reason.
Because it's easily grown there.
I think, all right, that makes sense. Wet climate, okay. Yeah. Po' boys, which I have to say, I think po' boys are overrated. Now, that's a hot take, and I am sure people are going to disagree with me on that. But
are po' boys traditionally fried shrimp with a sauce on it in a bun, right?
Yeah, basically, it's like a fried shrimp sandwich, and I just go,
it's too much carbs. I'll just tell you, it's just too much.
Too much, just too much for me. And something that I just discovered that is amazing: beignets. Have you ever had a beignet?
It's a fancy donut, right?
I didn't know this was a thing.
I have, but not in. Donut. So I just moved. I'm in Pensacola. So we are, and the whole time I've been in Florida. I've been all over Florida. So we can talk about that later. But I've lived in all the areas of Florida. I'm now in Pensacola, which means I'm as close to Louisiana I've ever been. So it's like a 4-hour drive. So
really close.
I'm thinking Thanksgiving, Louisiana. I don't know. We haven't discussed it in details, but I'm thinking that's what we're gonna do. But I will have one there, is what I'm trying to say without saying it. I'm going to eat it there in Thanksgiving.
Shockingly, Costco has beignets, and it is decadent how good they are, and they're filled with Nutella. So it's like, are you kidding me right now?
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. It's a fancy donut.
Moderation. That's all, Mikey.
Moderation.
That's
all.
Okay.
Moving on, Texas responds to Louisiana and says, okay, you've got seafood. We're coming with the brisket. So Texas has a smoked low and slow brisket, which is really good. Barbecue. I love barbecue myself, having just moved from Tennessee. They're really good at barbecue up there, as a matter of fact. But Texas perfected Tex-Mex. So they have taken Mexican food, traditional Mexican food. They put that Texas spin on it, which brings us all of your Tex-Mex foods. And here's the thing. Okay, Tex-Mex is good.
Yes, it is.
But it's not the best.
Well, what's better?
Authentic Mexican food.
Okay, all right. However, I have been in Mexico on missions trips, and you will eat food. The whole time I was in Mexico for 2 weeks, and I didn't eat anything that I've ever found in a Mexican restaurant. Even the most traditional Mexican restaurants. We had nothing. Tortillas are served, corn tortillas are served at the table, and you might have some salsas, but they're never the same color as the salsas that we're used to. They don't taste, they're never as spicy or hot. They are all kinds of squashes. I literally ate for an entire, the whole time I was there, I never ate anything I have ever ordered. Not one burrito, one taco. The whole time I was in Mexico. So when people say that, I'm like, I don't know. Like, what, you like a traditional Mexican restaurant in the U.S.?
If I can find one, yes.
Okay.
I can tell you that I've traveled extensively through Mexico. And
did you eat tacos?
In the state of Michoacan, I was in a little town called La Piedad, and they had the best street tacos I have ever had in my life. They were
Just
cutting
missed
the
on
meat on a tree stump.
That's pretty
Like,
cool.
It was like this big tree
You go to
stump,
home.
and they had the grill, and the guy would ask in Spanish, what type of taco do you want? And the carne asada, and they would just scoop it up onto the tree stump, chop it down into a little soft tortilla with their pico de gallo, and oh my God, you want to talk about good? It was amazingly good.
But like they don't do a lot of flour tortillas there.
They don't.
Like that's not
It's all
something you're gonna
corn.
find. Yeah.
It is all corn tortillas.
I'm looking up like exactly where I was, because I was actually in they didn't even speak Spanish where I was. We were so far up into the mountains, they spoke Chinoteca. It was an
Ooh.
Indian dialect. Chinoteca.
So like an Aztec language?
Something language. Yeah.
Oh,
Most of them were,
okay.
yeah. Like they would be like us being on a reservation type of thing, but it wasn't a
Okay.
reservation. But we flew in Oaxaca. Am I saying that right? I'm not very good at Spanish. We were in Oaxaca.
I'll roll with it.
Yeah. So we were there. We were up in the mountains. I'm trying to find. I'm not going to spend any time looking it up, but I was surprised because I was kind of expecting Mexican food, but there was salsa. They do a lot of salsa and corn tortillas. So to be fair, but not chips. You're not going to find.
Chips.
We didn't eat any chips. Yeah. So
You
lots of fish.
You might as well
more
break down that tostada, because that's your chips.
Yes, that's exactly right. So, but I really loved my time in Mexico, but the food was good. But I know
It is delicious.
But if you had a choice in America to go to Tex-Mex or like a Mexican restaurant, you'd go to a Mexican restaurant.
I'd go to a Mexican restaurant. Okay. Unless I'm in a pinch, then all right.
Yeah,
we'll see what we do.
All right.
We moving through Texas. We talked about the chili, because they are big on their chili, and traditional Texas chili is no beans. So if there's no beans, it's Texas chili. I myself like beans in my chili, but that's just me.
Same.
We're gonna jump into Mississippi, where fried catfish and Delta hot tamales are the big deal.
Okay.
And I've had catfish. It's pretty good. Not my first choice, but it is pretty good.
But it does go with the cornmeal. They batter it in the cornmeal, so
they do.
That's the
and
key.
The seasoning is wildly good. And also, again, you're usually getting fresh caught fish in that instance. I went on a fishing trip, and we pulled out some really, really large catfish, filleted them, and had them that night, and it was really good.
Okay, so my kid wants to go noodling. Do you know what that is?
I do know what noodling is.
Have you ever been?
You couldn't pay me to go noodling.
Oh, I was about to invite you. I've already told you to go scallop hunting with you. You're not going to go noodling with us?
Okay, so something about getting into muddy water and sticking my arm into the deepest, darkest hole I can find to try and grab a catfish by the mouth and pull it out.
Yeah, you stick it in there and they grab on and you pull it out. Who's listening or who's watching us that would actually do this? You got to throw it out in the chat. Ron, would you do it?
Ron's not in.
It's like crickets. No, he's in nope. I would do it. If I win with, okay, I'll tell you. There has to be the right situation. Hugo says no. If you're in the right situation, I'm not going to go take my kid to some, and like give it a whirl. I'm going to go with somebody who does this and they've been successful and it's been fairly safe. And then I'll follow their lead. I'm like, okay, they say get down, stick your in the hole. I'm going to do all this. I would do it that way. So like kind of like
I would do it if I had a couple of drinks first. We're going to need a little bit of liquid.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'll have some, liquid courage. Not going to lie. I probably would need a drink, but I would do it. Really
sure. Just saying I'll watch other people do it. That's hilarious. We're going to take a quick pause for the cause here, folks. Check out our social media.
Watch us live at YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch at Rhode Island Broadcasting, X and Twitter at Broadcasting RI, Facebook at Going On Daily Morning Show. Listen to us on all of our audio platforms such as Spotify, Red Circle, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music at RI Broadcasting. You can also follow us on all of our socials at MeWe, TikTok, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Gab, Parler, and at RI Broadcasting, and Reddit at RI-Broadcasting. and support the show on RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net. We thank you for listening, following, and watching. All right.
Whoop, whoop. Space. Hey, I love it when he does that.
I know.
Every time it gets me. I don't know why.
All right. Have you voted for the Hall of Fame?
If you haven't, you should.
Yep. And if you're listening on WDJY, you should go to RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net and cast a vote.
Let's go. We are voting
we
for
voting
our
for?
commercial guys this month.
Yes.
And it's Spuds McKenzie, the California Raisins, Max Headroom, one of my personal favorites, Frito Bandito, and Mr. Owl. And Mr. Owl is starting to run away with it again, 32%.
Mm-hmm. Yes, taking the lead.
He has taken the lead. Bandito, though, 24%, so he's chasing.
I'm kind of surprised on that one.
Wait, just for clarity, Ron, is Mr. Owl and the Raisins at 32%? Is that a tie?
It looks like Bandito and Raisins. But that's who I voted for. I was California Raisins. I was huge when I was a kid.
Oh, huge.
Who did you vote for?
I went with Max Headroom.
Okay.
I mean, he was my guy. I liked him. He always cracked me up.
Did he? Now, am I losing my mind? But didn't he have a TV show? They tried.
He had the commercial first, and then they did a very short-lived and short.
Okay, I wasn't losing my mind. I knew they had a TV show, and it didn't do well.
You were spot on with it. He did a thing, and they were the commercial was so successful. They were like, "Oh, let's give him his own show." And no, that's not.
Yeah, it was a horrible thing. Yeah.
So we went from Gulf foods to noodling.
I know. I'm sorry. Well, I'm a rabbit hole person, so yeah. All right, let's circle back and finish with the next state, which was.
So we're going to move it on to Alabama.
Okay.
And Alabama has a secret weapon when it comes to their foods, and it is Alabama white sauce, which is associated with barbecue, especially smoked chicken, built around mayonnaise, vinegar, pepper, and seasoning, and sometimes, depending on the recipe, mustard or horseradish. So this sauce is
I like all those things.
Especially associated with Big Bob Gibson's barbecue in Decatur, where the style became famous, and then it became emulated all across the state. So it also, in Alabama, they're bringing the smoked chicken, pulled pork. Here's one that's a big favorite, fried green tomatoes.
Oh,
of course, Gulf shrimp and southern biscuits. And I do believe Forrest Gump down there, he was a shrimping with his shrimp boat. Ron just loves my Forrest impression, so I had to do that. The biggest debate is the red barbecue sauce versus white barbecue sauce. Okay. I'll be honest, I've never had the Alabama white barbecue sauce, but I'd love to try it, especially with that mustard infused in there. That sounds good.
Yes, I think it sounds good. I don't think I've ever had it.
I didn't even hear of it until I went down this rabbit hole. And then I was like, okay. Hey, you're close. You just go a little bit north.
Bam is like 30 minutes away. It is. It's 30 minutes. So
rounding out the Gulf Coast food is Florida. Now, Florida, I think, has kind of an unsafe advantage, or not an unsafe advantage, an unfair advantage, simply because if you include the Panhandle, Florida is like half of the Gulf states all combined, right? Yeah. But when you come to Florida, you're going to start getting Cuban food. Big thing is the Cuban sandwich, and they differ in different areas of the state. So it's Cuban bread with roast pork, ham, Swiss cheese, pickles, and mustard. Sounds delicious. Tampa, they have a version that includes salami, which as an Italian guy from the Northeast, I can get behind that 100%.
I'm not going to say no to the salami.
I mean, why would you? I mean, that salami is just delicious, especially you get that cured peppered salami, that black pepper cracked salami is so good. Another thing from Florida that, in my opinion, can't be measured is the key lime pie.
I was waiting for it.
Where are you waiting for it?
You know, I lived in Key West for 3 years. You want to take a guess on one hand how many key lime trees I saw?
All of them? Zero?
One. I see one. I lived there 3 years. I never saw them. They're not anywhere. I don't. You see coconuts? We had coconuts everywhere, and we had fresh coconuts. I would take the coconuts, put them in ice cube trays, throw them in rum. It was awesome. Loved the coconuts. There isn't any key lime trees around. There's no land. There's not a plantation or a forest of no. And
that's
I'm telling you, you could probably go to I don't know, what is it, the Home Depot down the street and find more key limes in there than you would. I never see any. My
Because I've
kids
been to
saw
Key West, and I loved it. In fact, I'm a little envious that you actually got to live there for 3 years because Key West was amazing to me. The only thing I didn't like about Key West, I didn't even know this till I got there. There's no beaches.
no beaches, and people go there thinking there's a beach.
There is
I've
no
known
beach.
people that have gone on vacation to Key West disappointed there's no beach. There's no natural beach. There is a strip of beach that is all 100% sand that has come shipped in from the Bahamas. It's delivered.
That's wild.
And
I
what
had
stinks
no
is that
idea.
when it erodes, underneath that is like rocky. It's coral because it's the largest coral reef, right, in the U.S. So the minute that sand, you get too far out, it's like you'll cut your feet up bad. Like if you
better
so
have
it's not
rock
really
shoes on.
enjoyable. Get out and swim. Go snorkeling. Go fishing. Go drinking, but do not lay out. Like that's not what
Not
it's for.
necessarily in that order, folks. You can drink and then snorkel or fish. Then it's fine.
I did.
It's all a day
We
trip.
we did the tickling and did all the the lobsters there. Like we did all the lobster diving. It's a lot of fun. It's
The
a lot of fun.
tickling?
You
What is
tickle
the
them out.
tickling?
Yeah, they're the spiny lobsters. So you tickle them because they're asleep in a little hole. So you dive down and you use a tickler and you tickle them and they come out and then you grab them. You don't stick your hand in that hole, but I probably would. You
Micki,
tickle them
I'm
out.
learning so much about you this morning. We're tickling and we're noodling. I
Tickling and noodling.
absolutely love it.
Yeah, when I lived in Key West, this is definitely going down. I'm surprised your list didn't include iguana because I ate 3. I killed 3 iguanas and ate them. Yes, I processed them. It's a family show. It's educational. They're invasive, by the way.
It's
invasive.
So wait.
They're invasive, and you're encouraged to humanely kill them. And so I did.
So I had heard that.
They do
I
taste
didn't
like
know
chicken.
that you would cook them and eat them, though.
Chicken, they taste like chicken. I'm not joking. They're delicious.
Interesting.
And yes,
All right,
and
okay.
I killed them all 3 different ways, which that's a whole nother story. So when we have Iguana Week, we can talk about that, okay?
Okay, you know what? I'm 100% in, and I will just be a guest or off to the side listening to that because I am so interested in.
Yeah, we can talk. Okay, but you took the little wind out of my sails as we had almost the same topic here, but I'm going to circle back and salvage it because what I have is the signature dishes of each of the states. So I'm going to have you guess because you threw out so many great things. I'm going to see if you can guess the signature dish of each state. You ready?
100% in.
All right, Louisiana. What do you think the signature dish is? Because you mentioned
I would
a
have
whole
to say
bunch.
the gumbo.
That's true. And it's seafood or chicken and sausage. That's how they list it.
Interesting.
I guess one or the other. But I've had it with all 3. So
I would go with the seafood gumbo.
Alabama. Okay, yeah. I don't know. The chicken sausage. I like the sausage a lot. Alabama. This is going to surprise you because you did not mention this. So it is going to probably be an eye opener. What do you think the iconic dish of Alabama is?
The iconic dish of Alabama. It's a box of chocolates.
I like that. It's not.
The iconic dish of Alabama. I am going to say it is chicken.
Okay. No, I actually had to look up what this all was because I had never heard of it. West Indies salad. And so since we don't know, I will tell you it is made with sweet Alabama lump, blue crab layered with chopped onions, cider, vinegar, oil, ice water, salt, and pepper. And it is marinated for hours and served chilled.
I have never heard of that.
Me either. I learned something. See, I told you it was
makes 2 of us.
educational. All right.
It is educational, folks.
Mississippi, what do you think their iconic signature dish is?
Fried catfish.
Yep, you got it. Cornmeal crusted. So that's key. All right. Florida. What do you think it is?
Tough one because Florida, there's so much. There's so much.
I'm actually kind of surprised. Like gator bites are huge here. Like we eat a lot of gator. Like especially
interesting.
Inland. Yeah, gator
What's
bites.
Gator taste like? I haven't had that yet.
Yeah, it's okay. Like anything fried tastes good, so just keep that in mind.
That's very true. And you can fry just about
Very similar to iguana, to be honest, but it's not as tasty in my opinion.
Okay, that's fair.
So, but it's a reptile.
So I would say for Florida, it's got to be some type of seafood dish.
You're wrong. You mentioned it. It's the key lime pie. Is their signature?
It's the
dish.
key lime. That's not fair.
I was a little disappointed.
Key lime pie is a dessert.
It's a dessert, yeah, and it's not a dish, right? But that's okay. Okay,
I mean, it's fair. It's okay.
But I just didn't like that one because it's not on the Gulf either. So, Texas, you can call it. What do you think it is?
Barbecue.
Yeah, smoked beef brisket.
Smoked beef.
So probably when you were in Tennessee, the great barbecue was pork based, wasn't it? Pork product.
Lots of pork. Lots of pork.
Yeah.
But they also did the beef too. I mean, they did beef. And
Texas
ribs
is famous
and all
for
of it.
beef brisket, and then the way they serve it is specifically supposed to be slow and low for 18 hours. That would be the pit style barbecue. So
I have had.
That's the part.
I once went. We smoked a pig. We barbecued a pig in the ground for like 18 hours. It was
delicious.
I'm going. Wait a minute. We're going to bury it. What are we doing here? And it was delicious. Absolutely
that is neat.
Delicious.
They fry pottery that method too. It's kind of a neat
it's a really cool process.
Yeah.
It's not something I would have ever thought about, but it definitely works. And that pig that came out, it was so tender and the flavor was just incredible.
Well, yep. So that was it. That was my segment. That was all the signature dishes. And you so
look at that.
Yeah,
Great
it's like
minds.
tag team. You
you
set them up, but knock them down, right?
I like it. I like it a lot. We're going to take a quick break here for a word from our sponsors. Take it away, Ron.
Looking for a fitness app that actually fits in your life, not the other way around? The Mace Fitness app is your personal fitness coach in your pocket. That's MASE. Mace Fitness app makes fitness simple and affordable. The build your own workout option allows you to choose the exercises, the focus area, and the pace that works best for you. This app feature is only $9 a month. You'll get over 630 guided exercise videos, build your own workout tools, strength, mobility, balance, and flexibility training, easy to follow instructions, fitness anytime, anywhere. Mace Fitness, just $9 a month.
Sometimes you can feel lost in the forest of your mind, caught up in mistakes you can't change, looking ahead, uncertain what comes next, questioning if things will ever get easier, and if you've missed your chance. But the fact is that every moment is a new chance to change and choose a new direction. The fastest way to stop the pain and gain the new insight needed is through guidance from someone who has walked the path before you that can teach you to find your own answers from within. If any of this sounds familiar and you're looking for a way through from where you are to where you long to be, then let's connect. Check out soulspectivesinstitute.com today and book your discovery call, and we can see where we can go from there.
Can you imagine your business here going on daily as sponsorship opportunities? Trying to reach your target audience? Going on daily is the answer. Looking for a way to stretch your advertising budget? Going on daily is the answer. Want your business to be featured on radio, TV, and social media? Going on daily is the answer. If interested, email us at RIBroadcasting.media@gmail.com.
Going on daily is the answer.
Yes.
I'm just going to say it.
Yeah. We have
You're
some
not
really
sure,
great
folks,
segments.
This is the answer.
Yeah. I know. Lana does Laura does the ludicrous lawsuits. And I'm like, hey, it's got to be sponsored. We got all these mega lawyers, and it'll happen one day.
I love that they talked about that too. I thought that was a good topic. Frivolous lawsuits, bring them on. So we are talking about the Gulf Coast, and I don't think any conversation about the Gulf Coast is complete unless we talk about Gators, ghosts, and Gulf Coast legends, because the Gulf Coast is a spooky place, folks. I don't know if you guys knew this.
Hey, yeah. Well, I talked a little bit about Pensacola yesterday and how, they were the first settlement, but it didn't last because a hurricane hit them, and then they got picked up by the Spanish and returned to Mexico. So it was short-lived. It didn't work out well for them.
The Gulf Coast has everything you need to create a legend, right? Swamps, fog, bayous, old cities, cemeteries, hurricanes,
Yes.
abandoned buildings. And we even have dinosaurs, like true dinosaurs. Alligators have remained unchanged for millions of years, literally. I mean, they are the same as they were when the dinosaurs. And
Okay.
having just seen one like yesterday,
Yes.
I can assure you that they're somewhat intimidating because they just
yes, they
slow
can be.
cruise. They're ambush hunters, and to your point, keep your little pups away from the edge of the water, and you'll be fine. And I don't know if you knew this. I'm sure you did because it was a big news story. But I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. A little kid at Disney, of all places.
Yes. Orlando,
big city in the middle of all the theme parks. Anybody who's ever been to Disney knows you've got Epcot, the Wild Animal Kingdom. You've got Disney.
Yeah.
All these things.
That was definitely discussed a lot.
And then in the middle of all this, little kid just gets snatched by an alligator in the middle of the day. His dad had to go in and get him. And it was they don't have that problem anymore because they fenced off everything and they moved all the gators.
That's typically what happens is the alligators are okay. And then when they get so big, you call fish and they come and rescue them or, remove them and just, displace them or whatever they do. They put them someplace else safe so they're not a nuisance. They can
True story. When we first moved in here, we've only been here less than 2 weeks. I was talking to one of my new neighbors, and they said, "Oh yeah, just if you ever come out your front door and there's an alligator on the front porch, just go back inside." And I said, "What did you think I was going to do? Wrestle this thing?
Put it in a trash bag?"
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that.
Outrun it.
Confront. Hey, you get off
really
my porch. So in Louisiana, there is something called, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, a rougarou. And this is a creature from Louisiana folklore, specifically Cajun traditions, and it's described as a human wolf-like monster. So it's kind of like a werewolf in the bayou, if you will.
I'm gonna Google it later now.
And if that's how the folklore works, right? If you're the parent, you're talking to your kids, you got to be good or the rougarou will get you.
Okay.
And I am going to do a deeper dive on that as well because I had never heard of a werewolf from Louisiana. I've heard of a few things from Louisiana, but a werewolf is not one of them.
I was totally expecting some pirate stories and some things like that because,
See, I would think pirate too, especially this close to the Caribbean. Like, come on, where's the Black Pearl? It has to be piratey.
Yeah.
My wife and I were in Hawaii and we actually saw the actual Black Pearl, the ship that they used in the movie.
Oh, that's neat.
It was way cool, but we couldn't. The marina it was in was very secure for reasons, and we could not get to it to take close-up pictures of it, but we got a couple good pictures of it. But yeah, I figured pirates were close to the Caribbean.
Yeah, well, I think Tampa has they have a huge pirate festival. And I mean, people come out of the woodwork and across the state. Like people travel to this for this. It's that big. I think it's several days. I don't know when it is, but I've been invited to it. That's not my thing. I don't want to dress up as was it a winch or whatever? I don't know if
winch
called. Yeah, what are they called? Am I saying it wrong?
Winch.
Winch. Yeah, I don't want to dress up as a winch. I don't want to put an eye patch on. I don't want to speak pirate. I don't know. Like, there's nothing in there that screams Mickey. So, but I have a friend he lives in Tampa and he's invited me lots of times. I'm like, I don't want to go to pirate festival, but you'll be right there in the thick of it.
Do you know what a pirate's favorite letter is?
R.
Oh, most people think it's the R, but it's actually the C.
It's really good.
Stupid. That's such a bad joke.
Walked right into that one. That's really good.
Moving on with our legends. Yes. We have the Honey Island swamp monster. This is also out of Louisiana. Go figure with the swamps. This creature is often described as large, hairy, human-like, lives in the swamps, clearly. It's like a Cajun Bigfoot. And I'm thinking, if you're a Bigfoot, why are you picking Louisiana? It's hot. There's mosquitoes. There's snakes and gators. Although if you're a Bigfoot, maybe you wouldn't care about all that stuff. And then that closely resembles, and maybe you've heard of this, and you can educate me, Micki, Florida's skunk ape. Have you ever heard of this thing?
I have heard of it. And I've never. Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is a skunk ape?
I don't know. I mean, I've just like it's been discussed before. I've heard of it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know in my head like that when I say there's there's a picture of something like a Bigfoot. You see a Bigfoot, but no skunk ape. I don't know. I have to
It
look
lives.
It up.
Stop it, Ron.
Has he got a picture?
No.
Lives in. Okay, that's getting political.
A tiny bit. The skunk ape, reported primarily in Florida and the Southeast, described again as large, hairy, ape-like, and also famous for smelling terrible. So to me, this is very close to.
That's half the residents.
Well,
I'm sorry.
It seems to me to mirror that honey swamp monster or the Honey Island swamp.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the pictures. It looks like Bigfoot with seaweed on him.
And here's the other thing to me is, okay, it must have a cousin in the Northwest that we call Bigfoot, right? So these things are everywhere and yet nowhere because we still don't have good video of any of it.
Well, okay, let's just circle back here. Wouldn't we find droppings or bones of these creatures, like when they die at some point, and we would like come across like, oh, there's a decomposing skunk ape or Bigfoot, like Yeti or whatever? Like, do they have
one thing
remains of any of these creatures? That's why I don't think they're real. But I know there's a TV show. People like track them and do all kinds of stuff.
One thing I could tell you as a forester, and when I was with Cal Fire and we were out in the wilderness, there are certain animals we would never find bones of, right? So, like, for example, a mountain lion. Mountain lions are everywhere. I have never in all my time as a forester seen a mountain lion carcass or mountain lion bones. So that to me was very interesting. I found bighorn deer, elk, remains of those and such. Bears is another thing.
They don't know why?
It's kind of a big mystery. I'm sure that there's some hunters out there that would be able to tell us specifically why that is, but I've absolutely never seen any type of a carcass of like a mountain lion or a bear or anything like that. It's wild.
Okay. Literally.
That's literally wild. We're going to take a quick break. We want to talk to you kids about the Uganda donation fund that we're putting together and that we've been doing for a while. It's a great cause. Check out this video.
Here at Rhode Island Broadcasting and Going On Daily, we're proud to announce that we are collecting donations for our Uganda fund. My name is Becky, and I've been one of the hosts here at Going On Daily since day one. And earlier this year, I was blessed with the opportunity to travel to Uganda, and it was honestly one of the most life-changing experiences. I met people who completely changed the way I see the world. I met families who had endured unimaginable tragedies, including these two families who lost young children to a witch doctor. I met children who hadn't eaten in days. We even saw 11 children share a single apple because it's all we had left to give them. I met children who fled war in neighboring countries only to find themselves homeless and living on the streets. I saw heartbreak, poverty, and desperation. But what I also saw was joy, the happiness that a single piece of candy, a bracelet, or a small act of kindness could bring was enough to bring tears to my eyes. These are people who have so little, and yet they have more gratitude and joy than many of us could even imagine. We know that there are people who need help in our own communities, and we continue to support local initiatives whenever we can. But this year, our hearts are with Uganda. In partnership with Love Made a Way, 100% of every donation will go directly to initiatives in Uganda. No hidden fees, no deductions. Every dollar goes to help providing food, clean water, education, medical care, safe buildings, sanitation improvements, schools, vocational training, and hope. $1 is worth roughly 3,700 Ugandan shillings, so even a small donation can make a meaningful impact. Maybe it's giving up your Starbucks or your Timmy's today. Whatever you feel led to give, please know that it will help change lives. Thank you for your support, your generosity, and for helping us bring hope to the people of Uganda. visit www.RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net/Uganda-donations to help out.
Great
love
cause,
that.
folks. So if you got a little bit extra, please.
Yep.
Great cause. And you can also find that link in the comments and at Rhode Island Broadcasting. So yeah,
And our website got a Facebook, so go check it out. Let us know what you think.
for sure. Also, you know what? Big props to Becky for putting that together. It's a really great cause, and I really
Yes,
appreciate
absolutely.
her doing that.
Love being a part of that.
Micki,
Yes.
where can we find you outside of Going On Daily?
Yeah, you can look me up on Instagram or Facebook. I love that. But I own Mace Fitness, so you can always check us out there and look at our bios and download the app. That's the big thing.
Download the app, folks.
See me there.
There's an app for everything, and you want
Yes,
that
there
app,
is.
for sure.
You want that one. Yeah.
For sure.
What about
As
you,
for
Mikey?
me, you can find me here at the Going On Daily Show every Thursday with JJ, my co-host on Thursdays. And outside of Going On Daily, you can find me on a little podcast called That Makes Two of Us. It is a generational podcast where it's Gen X and Millennial, and we're talking about everything under the sun from pop culture
I love
to
that.
lifestyle. It's basically, it's all the issues everybody's dealing with and just how we're dealing with it differently in different generations. I just did a really good interview with a Gen Zer, and it was a lot of fun because there was a huge age gap there, and just the differences in how we approach life is remarkable. So it's a good
That would
podcast.
be my
Check us out.
household every day. If I have a 13-year-old.
Gotta love it.
Proud
gotta
Gen
love
X.
What's really funny is when I start using their slang and they don't like
Oh,
it.
yeah. Totally. But they're listening to
So-
our music. Whatever.
Or even better, when they bring up our music in a new song and they're going, "Oh, you have to hear this because it's new." And I'm like, hold on a second. Is it new? I don't think it
I
is.
know. We have interesting conversations all the time.
I love it. Well, you have
Yes.
got to tell me about Zonians.
All
and
right,
what
so-
this is all about.
We see the map here, right? Keep
We do
on
see the map.
going. Keep on going all the way down to the Panama Canal. Oh yeah, he's okay.
Is that
So this
Noriega?
all starting.
Why is Noriega on our show?
I'll explain. Oh my god, I'm
What
dying
is
right now.
happening
Okay,
right now?
yeah, this.
What?
Okay,
Why is
this
and
whole
it's a
thing.
love shot?
All right, it is. This whole thing started because in my head, the Panama Canal was kind of like on the Gulf. It's not. It's like way below. Okay, and I'm aware of that. Okay. I had a client who was a Zonian, and she just kept talking about this like we should all know what this is. And I'm like, Zonians. She's like, yeah, it's just a group of people. She was going to her basically her school reunion. And it's in Orlando every year, and we'll get to that. But she just, she was getting like in shape for it because she was hosting it. And so I was her personal trainer, and we were meeting up, and she would talk about Zonians and growing up in the Panama Canal because, it was occupied by us for a while. She was responsible. She was a spy. And since she was on a spy podcast, and then the podcast was so big, it got picked up by Netflix, so they're making it into a TV show. And so her story is being told because she was a spy who was responsible for bringing down Noriega. She's not our guest today, obviously, so I was taking that part out.
I was
But
like,
we have
wait, we're getting a
Noriega.
guest? Why?
So we're going to talk about Noriega. No, that was her. That's how I knew about Zonians. So what I wanted to highlight was the Zonians in general, and there are some very famous Zonians. So in the if you don't know, these are the people associated with the Panama Canal Zone, a political entity which existed between 1903 and the absorption of the canal into the Republic of Panama between 1979 through 99. So 1999 through that era was a kind of a handing over transitional time. Most were American expatriates loyal to the U.S., and they helped build and maintain the canal. Okay, so it was a military base as well. Many Zonians are descendants of the civil American workers who came to the area during the 1900s to work on and maintain the canal. So they were these. There was a whole group of kids, and actually, there's this way more into it. It gets interesting because the canal and the location of it was separated. So you were I guess East and West or something like that. So they had like this 2 schools, and then but everyone knew each other. So this is really interesting. They mostly most of the Zonians consider themselves to be Panamanian and U.S. citizens, and then some just American and some Panamanian. That's a really weird word to say, by the way.
Yeah, say that 3 times real fast.
So the relationships physically near the Panama, yet the citizens of the U.S. make Zonians a diasporic. I don't know that word. That's a new word. I like vocab. Diasporic community with members turning to online forums, and this is how they get to like kind of have this bond because it's a very unique way to grow up in the Panama Canal as a U.S. citizen. And everything in that area. So it's like really strange. Like Key West is like 7 miles long and 4 miles wide. Well, this canal is like a perfect it's like a square, 5 miles in each 5 square miles or something like that. It's some crazy something. I don't know if that's right. Don't quote me on that, but it's some like measured space in the canal. Like I did a lot of research from different places. It's just not on the paper I have right here, but it is this square. It's like a perfect square in the Panama Canal. So they get together yearly, every year, all of them. So it's not, like it's not like the class of 1979. It is every Zonian that's ever lived there. They get together yearly in Orlando, Florida. So it's a Zonian, the Panama Canal Society holds.
Interesting.
For the Zonians. Did you know there was a Panama Canal Society?
I did not know that, and it's wild to me that they meet in Orlando and not
every year.
Panama.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe because most of them are now U.S. citizens because when they gave back the land, and then Panama now controls the canal. We don't run it or anything. Like they have complete control over it. Through the treaties and all the other stuff. If you want to look it up. It's very interesting. Lots of history there. But they now control it, and we don't have U.S. citizens there anymore. Because they're not U.S. They would be Panamanians or Panamanians. Anyway, so they're all of the children, and there are some really famous Panamanians or Zonians, I should say. They're Zonians. Include John McCain. So he was, he is a Zonian. If you don't know, he ran for president in, I think, was it 2008? Long time.
I believe you're right. Yes, he ran against Obama.
Rod Carew, I don't know the professional athlete. So Rod Carew is a professional baseball player. Am I saying his name?
Rod
Carew. He is a Zonian. Frederick Leslie, who is an American astronaut, Zonian. Let's see. There's a couple of more that you might know. Sage Steele, an anchor on ESPN.
Familiar. Yeah.
ESPN
okay.
anchor. He's a Zonian. Leo Barker, I think he played linebacker for the Bengals a long time ago.
Sure.
When I was in high school, actually. I don't want to talk about that. Leo Barker was an NFL linebacker. Let's see. Who else? And there's like a long list. Steven Stiles. Do you know who that is?
Steven Stiles.
He's a rock musician. I don't know who he plays for, though.
Steven Stiles.
Steven
I'm going to have to
Stiles.
look that one up.
Zonian. We have like all kinds. There's a whole long list of authors and writers and Shoshana Johnson, who was a U.S. Army soldier. He was taken prison during the Battle of Nasiri. Yeah, I don't know.
The Battle
Anyway, lots of famous people. There was an adult film star, but I'm not throwing that name out there. But lots of famous Zonians. There's a very long list of people who grew up in the Panama Canal during the, I guess, I don't want to say it's an occupation. That sounds weird, but we were down there a long time.
Stiles was
an extreme.
Okay, that makes sense.
Good. That's interesting.
Also,
Anyways.
it's weird. I thought at the beginning of this segment you were going to talk about people from Arizona. No.
Oh, right. I know. Zonian. So because it was a zone, because that's what that was this very specific zone that was like, again, I don't know why I don't have that information, but it was like a perfect square that we occupied. And it was on each side of the Panama Canal. So anyway, so that's if you didn't know, like I didn't realize it was 1999 then when we finally like gave it up.
Oh yeah,
That
we
we
helped create the Panama Canal, and we had
Yes.
control
Yeah.
over it for a long, long time before we turned it back over to the Panamanian government.
Mhm.
I also knew that,
Yeah, almost
um,
100 years.
yeah, it was a long time, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's an incredibly important waterway because it
Oh, yeah.
alleviates ships having to navigate around the tip of South America, and would takes months long or weeks
Mhm.
longer now
Yeah.
for them to navigate that, as opposed to you just go through the Panama Canal and you're there tomorrow.
Yeah, but it was just a really interesting thing, and Martha, which it was my client, and she was, the Noriega thing. She it was interesting. She had humble beginnings. Like she was, she joined. I think it was she was just in like the ROTC kind of program with college, and then she worked for MWR. Actually, we had the same job because I worked for MWR, which is like the fitness part of the military army, like a naval base, like your fitness center. She worked for MWR. I worked for MWR. So we had that in common. And then she went on, she was actually kind of recruited. And then she ended up becoming like, hey, they realized she could speak Spanish because of her regional ties, that she knew the area, she knew the language. She was very fit. They recruited her, and she actually did it because she was jogging. She knew their routes, they studied it, and she got information because she looked good in her jogging. And the wife had guards. It's a very interesting story. And she got information because she got close to them and got information, and it was responsible for the Noriega takedown. So
That is
it all happened.
wild. It just caught me off guard when Noriega
I know,
popped up at the
it
beginning.
was
of the
weird,
segment.
and
That's hilarious.
it's kind
And
of
yes, Ron, you
related
are
to the Gulf
absolutely
of
correct.
America.
And
I
yes,
don't
Ron,
know.
you are absolutely correct. Panama by Van Halen was one of their bigger hits, although I think that
Yeah.
song was about a car, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
I'm not 100% sure,
very
but I
good.
think that's what it was about.
Mhm.
Micki, I got to tell you, this has been a lot of fun. I was excited about it, and it's
I
been a
know.
great Wednesday.
We lived up to the hype, huh?
I believe we did. I
Yes.
absolutely believe we did.
And we have more stories.
100%.
We have to circle back to some of those stories we started. I know you had to put in Noriega. I'm dying. My stomach hurts.
That is
from
hilarious. That was so good. Big thank you to WDJY 99.1 FM. Check us out on that radio station when you're not checking us out right here every morning at 10 a.m., except Mondays at 9. Big thank you to Maze Fitness and Soul Spectives Institute. We believe in health and well-being, and they do a good job at helping us get there. And as always, thank you to you guys, our viewers. I mean, Hugo, you were in there. Lena was here. So thank you guys for listening, watching, and all the things. Micki, you have anything you want to add? Oh, one quick thing. Sorry, before we do sign off, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., going on daily
you guys.
with myself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to add. See? You took it right out of my mouth. Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. And really, I don't know. Like, that's, I was just going to say that, and then you said it, and then I'm like, you're sitting here going, okay. So, yes. Tomorrow.
I'm sorry. I have stolen your thunder twice today now.
2 times, I know.
Twice.
Well, maybe we should be, for communicators, we really messed that one up this. I'm just kidding. It's all good. No, actually, it's because you normally lead the show and I lead the show, so it's just like stepping on toes a little bit. So, and that was my bad.
We just have to find our rhythm, that's all. We are amazing.
Yes, but you did great. It was great.
You did too. I love it. All right, folks, that is our Wednesday show. Happy hump day. Make it to the weekend. Check us out tomorrow at 10 a.m. Have a great rest of your day. Micki, it was awesome. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Soon.